I am a reapplicant, and I kind of had prior experience to my sort of journey with the ISB application. And after getting rejected the first time, I had a lot of open questions, and that's when I approached ISBmantra. A one-liner about it would be I aligned my honest career answer with my interview answer. So until last year, whenever somebody asked me this question, I would ask them, okay, do you want my interview answer or do you want my honest answer? Yeah.
So it is true that people get interview emails a week before also.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Yeah. I'd say if you're someone who is doubting your academic excellence and stuff, I'd say don't give it a thought. There are a lot of things in your life that you can go through. Have a very solid story to build an authentic sort of image of yourself, because the mindset change is what is very important. It's not just that you want ISB to pick you. You also have to answer why you are picking ISB and why it's the best school for you.
Vidhi, congratulations again for making it to one of the prestigious programs. And also thank you for taking out time to do this session with us. The reason why we do this is to help other students who come with a similar background, for them to get an idea of how to start, and they also get an idea of what does it take to make a strong application, to go to the interview and do the interview. Okay. So let's start by understanding your academic and professional profile, Vidhi.
Sure. So I had a decent-ish academic profile, I'd say. Had a 96 percentage in 10th class. 12th was 88, and then 12th was 7 GPA. So it was a 987 profile with that regard. In GMAT, I had a 700, which was below average for ISB, but thankfully other attributes of my application made up for it. In terms of my professional space, I eventually went on to do engineering from Manipal Institute of Technology in electronics and communication. Got into BlackRock as an incident manager, and I've been there for the last 4 years now. So that's a bit about me.
Great. And Vidhi, the point you made about the GMAT, that is one big myth in the market, in students' mind, that it will break.
Yeah.
So that's a nice mention. So you said you studied in BTech, right? You did your engineering in electronics and communication. So how are you planning to navigate your career to consulting role? And is that a tech consulting role you want to get into?
Yes, it is a tech consulting role. And the major reason for it is because of the exposure I got in these 4 years at my current job. So it's very focused on my role as a change manager, as an incident manager, which are very key to any tech consulting project. So that's kind of what my first exposure to this was. And I hope to basically use these learnings to navigate through this. And of course, the MBA at ISB is just going to add further credibility to this.
Right. Great. That's nice. So, as a engineering graduate and having worked in the fintech industry as an associate, also considering that you have 4 years of experience and below average GMAT score, so making a strong application was your primary focus area, right? So, you had worked with us. How did the interactions and the inputs which were given to you help you in making a strong application?
That's something I'd love to talk about, because I am a reapplicant and I kind of had prior experience to my sort of journey with the ISB application. And after getting rejected the first time, I had a lot of open questions, and that's when I approached ISBmantra. So the best thing that was with my interactions with anybody in the organization was how encouraging yet straightforward they were. And that was key because it then served as a motivating factor for me. I realized that just like you mentioned, that it's a myth and people can actually do well with that score. So it was this encouragement which I needed to sort of work on myself again. And of course, the focus on the application was paramount because then I decided to focus on other attributes throughout my life, the various leadership roles that I have taken up, or the basically unique, diverse set of experiences I've had through my college and school to basically highlight what I, as an individual, bring differently to the table. So that was something that creation I basically focused on, who was my consultant with ISB Mantra.
Right. Great. And
Yeah.
you said you were a reapplicant. So
Mhm.
uh, what did you write differently about, so the essay topic is like what has changed since the last application. So what was the
Mhm.
focus area there?
A one-liner would about it would be I aligned my honest career answer with my interview answer. So until last year, whenever somebody asked me this question, I would ask them, "Okay, do you want my interview answer or do you want my honest answer?" But then eventually, I decided to introspect and I decided to see, okay, if I want to get into this college, which is very prestigious and a very expensive course, I have to do it justice, this much time and money. So my mindset totally shifted. I started thinking of it as a legitimate career move in the sense of where do I want to see myself X years down the line and what is it that I would want from this. And that helped me actually make a more authentic application because my answers were very aligned because that's what I actually wanted. I wasn't trying to sound like somebody I wasn't. So it was just this mindset switch that I needed, which helped me sail through this time.
Great. And
Mm.
after you submitted your application, by when did you receive an interview call and how much time did they give you for your actual interview?
I got about 3 weeks for my interview prep. I'm based in Delhi, so mine was towards the later half of October.
Hmm. Right. And when you
Mhm.
received the interview email, how much
Mhm.
time did they give or did you get to prepare?
About 5 days.
5 days, right?
Yeah.
So it is true that people get interview emails a week before also.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Right. Great.
Mhm.
And you went through preparation for the interviews, basically mock interviews and counseling sessions with experts at ISB Mantra. Please tell
Mhm.
us how these different sessions helped you streamline your thought, and how did you see your approach changing? Through these different sessions you had.
Mhm. The best thing about this was I got interviewed by 5 different people from 5 different backgrounds. So I always got a pulse check if I got too technical or too business at any stage, which
Right.
helped me refine my answers for the general audience. So that was one big takeaway. The other was, of course, the very generic how your body language is and how you're modulating your voice. So, right from the very nitty gritties to actually having actionable feedback
Mm.
is kind of what was the experience with these interview sessions.
Right. Great. And how was your experience interviewing with ISB? And what were the key areas of discussion during these interviews?
So my first half of the interview was very textbook. Why you? Why ISB? Tell us about yourself. And they eventually moved on towards understanding what my work experience is. Since
Mhm.
I work in a company that is majorly known for being an asset manager, my role as an
Mhm.
IT professional in that company did raise some eyebrows.
Right.
So I basically had to defend that and explain where I stand in the whole
Right.
organization in that ecosystem. So that is kind of what took the second half of my interview.
Uh-huh.
And eventually we ended up with talking about my leadership roles and my experiences. So that's how my interview was actually.
Okay. So it was not a stress interview. It was a very, conversation, right? Because
Definitely, yes.
oh yeah, because some students have expressed concerns that, are they stress interviews? So this helps them understand that point, or rather answer their question. Now that you have admit, what are you looking forward to most from ISB? And are there any specific things, you are planning to do before you join?
Mhm. So what I'm looking forward to ISB, I have heard a lot about people say that it's an year of transformation. So I'm definitely very excited about that. Also a little nervous about it, to be honest, because right now the 9 to 5 rut is pretty predictable. And I think beyond that, I'm also very excited to go back to the whole classroom and hostel ecosystem as a more mature professional individual and see how I feel about it now. In terms of what I want to do before I get there, I kind of want to work on Microsoft Excel. It's a very boring answer, but that's a skill that I want to pick up. And also brush up on accounting. That's a feedback I've got from a few people that for engineering folks who don't have much experience, it might be a
Yeah.
handy task.
Yes.
And yeah, hopefully we'll also travel a little bit in these 3 months. That's the benefit of being around one Admit, I guess.
Yeah, true that. Okay, because I mean, at least people from my times from ISB, they call it a 52-week roller coaster ride. That's 1 year. So that is the experience you'll get into. So yeah, make the best of little free time you have now.
Thank you.
Okay, so before we wrap up, what would be your advice to applicants who come with similar background and perhaps also experiences?
I'd say if you're someone who is doubting your academic excellence and stuff, I'd say don't give it a thought. There are a lot of things in your life that you can go through. Have a very solid story to build an authentic sort of image of yourself. And that is what helped me. It was this introspection about how I feel about my journey so far and what I want to do with this MBA, because the mindset change is what is very important. It's not just that you want ISB to pick you. You also have to answer why you are picking ISB and why it's the best school for you.
Yeah.
So that shift is required. And thirdly, bring the honest answer as close as you can to the interview answer. It definitely helps your chances. Mhm.
Okay. Again, thank you very much, Vidhi. We
Thank
really
you.
appreciate the time you have taken out and did this video chat with us. And
Thank you so much.
congratulations again. And we wish you all the best.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thanks.